To that portion of the evening where we hand out the big-time hardware. It says you've done something in life, namely in the game of golf. It's kind of interesting to be here tonight because I know both these guys very well. And I've been with them a long time, watching them grow as individuals, as men, as fathers, as husbands, as lovers of the Lord. I mean, they've just been great guys. And for me to honor these two guys tonight, it's pretty special. So I just want you guys to know that, Tim and Joe. So we go way back. We are going to honor two men tonight being recognized for the PGA South Florida Hall of Fame. Our first inductee is a senior writer for Golf World and Golf Digest magazines, a broadcaster and insider for the Golf Channel and NBC Sports, and has chronicled the game for over 3 decades. Since 1980, he's covered over 100 major championships, 14 Ryder Cups, and countless events on the PGA and LPGA tours in Florida. He's also written in magazines, newspapers. His body of work includes numerous newspaper awards, including first place honors in the Golf Writers Association of America Writing Contest for magazine features, columns, and special projects. He's the former president of the Golf Writers Association, has also authored 5 books, including the New York Times bestseller, Raising the Bar, and was recently named to the Palm Beach County Sports Hall of Fame. Before joining Golf Digest and the Golf Channel, he covered golf for Sports Illustrated and co-hosted PGA Tour Sunday on the USA Network from 2003 until 2006. He's 57 years old. He's older than me. He lives with his wife Genevieve and his 2 daughters in Jupiter. One story I want to relate to you. I told him I wouldn't roast him tonight, but I do have one story which is always pretty funny when I think about it. I knew Tim for a long time as a writer in the area, and he always had this fascination about television. God only knows why. But he said to me one day, he said, you know, I wouldn't mind doing some stuff for TV every now and then. And I said, okay. What do you want to do? I said, I'll come to your house and we'll set up the thing in your den area. We'll do some interviews. We'll talk about the major championships every year. And, you know, I didn't know what Tim was going to be like on camera. He's a great writer, and, you know, he's a visionary in his pencil, in his typewriter. And I thought, he might work on TV. So we set the camera up, and I started asking questions, and all of a sudden he started sweating. and he's sweating, and I said, do you need a towel? And he's like this, and he's soaking wet. He's soaking wet, all of a sudden his shirt's all wet. I said, Tim, are you okay? He goes, I'm a little nervous. So, needless to say, he got beyond the nervous point of being on camera, and I don't know, do you still sweat on camera, Tim, or not? Every now and then. Every now and then. It's a pressure-packed job, isn't it? You feel the intense pressure of the camera lights. Anyways, I do remember that moment sitting in his den in, is it New Haven? Your home in New Haven? And we've come a long way since then. Tim's been a great friend. He's a great writer. He's now a great television broadcaster. Welcome to the Hall of Fame in South Florida, Mr. Tim Rosaforte.
I've already tweeted that Pat is retiring, by the way. And immediately he grabbed his phone and he started looking like, no, he didn't. Well, if you watch Golf Channel, you know I usually get to follow Charlie Reimer or Brandel Chambly, and those guys just absolutely love to talk. A lot of times, I'm doing fine. You know, sometimes in the first block we got 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes and 30 seconds, 3 minutes to talk about whatever, Charlie Belgian yesterday or Tiger Woods winning. And, you know, if you watch those guys, Brandel gets going and Charlie gets blabbing, and sometimes they give me like 15, 20 seconds before we got to go to the next whatever highlight or whatever. So I'm used to condensing the same things in 20, 30-second blocks, which in actuality is not much different than the notes columns I used to start writing at the Palm Beach Post and the Sun Sentinel back from 81 to 94, and it's really just been an extension of what I do today on TV. I do have a 3-minute rule in effect tonight, as given to me by one of my close friends, Gary Atkins. So if I do stick to that, hopefully this is the greatest acceptance speech you've ever heard. Any section member here who hasn't given me a free golf lesson, would you please stand up? See, nobody's saying up. I said on morning drive today that I've taken more free lessons and more rounds of golf just for card fees than anybody in the history of the South Florida section. But that's yes. Second. That's not why I'm being honored tonight. And before I get to that, I have to stop to say it is great to be back in Mirasol. It makes me think of the days when Craig Pernin, who I know is a Hall of Famer, I haven't said hi yet, but I know he's here tonight, built this place. And when Don Beatty, God rest his soul, was the director of golf here. And like many of you, go back 2 or 3 jobs or 2 or 3 decades with a guy like Don, and it still feels like he's here. And he was here when I was a member. I still can't believe he's not with us, but let's give it 30 seconds for Don Beatty to be quiet. Well, tonight's the night, you work for your entire career. I'm sure Don felt that when he was honored with his Hall of Fame. And, I tried working this speech. I'm ad-libbing now. I dictated into an iPhone on the way home today. I let the girls listen to it. I was breaking down and crying just in the car coming down the turnpike. So I promise I won't go there tonight. But I started feeling the enormity of this award really through the places I worked and my friends, and at Golf Channel, how it resonated and how proud they were at Golf World, the Golf Digest, and it's obviously a great honor. I mean, that goes without saying. I mean, it's even more of an honor to be with so many friends, especially with a good friend and colleague like Joe Steranka, who's going to follow me up here tonight. My parents, Bob Coleman, aren't around tonight. I wish they were, but I do have my family here. And I promised I won't make them stand up. 3 girls in my life, Genevieve, Jenna, and Molly. Jen and I are going to have our 30th anniversary next year. We've been together for one of them for about half a day. We had a chance to go to Breakers. We got married the week of the Masters in 1983. Now, I don't know why we picked that week, but it was not a very good week to get married if you were a golf writer. At the time, I really wasn't a golf writer. I was a sports writer. And I was just, golf writing was just one of the things I did. But I have to thank Genevieve so much for managing the house, like every recipient is talking about their significant other, their wife, their girlfriend. We wouldn't use awards if it wasn't for them. I have to say I'm as proud of my daughters as they are of me. Jen and Molly, thank you. I could go, like a lot of people, table to table, thanking everybody at each individual table, not only for golf lessons, but for advice and friendship and good times and, 30 years worth of this. And that's why we're really in the game. We love the game, right? And on all different levels. And but I really have to thank Murph, my man Kevin Murphy. Of all the guys, I go back probably the longest with Murph. And I got to thank you for the nomination, Kevin. Thank you. I got to thank you for the committee for voting me in. Murph, I got to thank you for half the material I'm going with tonight, because just like in the old days, I used to call on you when I was writing copy. I can't, though, really seriously express how much I appreciate this award, because it reflects everything I kind of stand for as it relates to journalism, my dedication, how much I love the game, how passionately I've covered it since '81. Really, starting, as I said, in this South Florida section. These are my roots as a golf writer. I love writing about people. One person I wrote about is at my table, Bob Silvani. Along with Gary, our kids went to St. Mark's together 20 years ago. We stayed together through golf. In 2002, couldn't even believe it was a decade ago, I was talking to Bob. Bob lost half his leg to cancer, and we were all praying for him and thinking about him. And 3 months after the surgery, we went out to North Palm Country Club. I think it was New Year's Eve, and we played on a windy day. And first round of golf, Bob played. He shot 93, and he lost his slice. He played better with his prosthesis than he did before. And I wrote a column about it for I was in magazines, that's for golfworld.com and golfdigest.com. And it really, it's that story, not the hardship part of it, but what Bob did to overcome the hardship is what appeals to me. It's about people, it's about the human element, the essence of the game, the spirit people have to play it. You know, somehow, if you can beat it in some way, it's a metaphor, and that's what it was for Bob. And, you know, the love, the compassion, the joy, the companionship we all felt that day, that people get from the game, those are the stories that people want to read. They want to read about triumph, they want to read about victory. And, you know, on top of that, I always believed in being fair to people that I wrote about. I was never good at being critical or funny. It's not me. You know, you can't be somebody you're not. I felt it's about the story. You know, the story should tell itself. And the story should have the spirit of the game in it. And it was always as important to me covering majors as it was writing the local notes column for the Palm Beach Post or the Sun Sentinel. You know, I could fill in the blanks in all the notes columns that you've helped me write over the years. And so once again, it's me thanking you for helping me do better in my career by taking me inside out and by taking me inside it. South Florida sections where I started the local knowledge brand, and Murph reminded me of this, that it was in the Post and the Sun Sentinel. I took it to Golf World, and it's sort of become what I'm all about as a golf writer. Trying to tell you something you don't know, trying to make you appreciate something you might not have appreciated because you didn't think of it. I try to write what real golfers want to hear. I try to be fair, objective, insightful, let the story dictate the words. Substance over style, that was always me. You know, whether it's a note about Joe Scortino at Boynton Beach Municipal, or, you know, when Kevin Hammer was a young boy as Laurie's son, or when Johnny Lapenzina was at Pembroke Lakes before he did so well in business, and I was calling him, as he said, to ask him about the low net winner that day. Pearl Dale was at Oriole. I think he's still at Oriole. I saw him tonight. You know, Roger Kennedy was at Pompano Beach Muni when I was at the Sun Sentinel. Jack Nicklaus, I covered golf in the section when he turned 50. As Pat said, over 120 majors now. From Jack's in 80 to McElroy's, 14 Ryder Cups, including the one across the street in 83. Been on TV a decade, worked at SI Golf Digest, all this stuff, you know, but it's still really all about where we are tonight. Palm Beach, South Florida. This is where it all began. And so, you know, you get an award like this, and I guess at this age, yeah, Pat, I am 57, but kind of like BJ, Phil, and Ernie, you know, they went to World Golf Hall of Fame with plenty of years left, and I feel like I'm right there with them. I've never felt more into the job, more into life, happier, healthier, you know, all those things. So I'm not done yet, Pat. And that includes tweeting. In some ways I haven't peaked, and neither is the guy following me here tonight. Besides doing such a great job at the PGA of America, which he's done since 1988, I first met him, it was my second year at the Post. There's some photos of us drinking tequila in Oak Tree that would probably incriminate both of us a long time ago. Kathy Jordan has them if you'd like to see them. Not only a great CEO, great guy, great partner to have in the golf course. You know, I'd let him carry me around Floridian for a couple of days and a member guest like I have a lot of guys. And I've seen the bulldog in him, I've seen the love of the game, I've seen what a golf guy's become, I've seen how the PGA of America is in a much better place now than when he came here. And it's an honor to receive this award from the South Florida PGA, my family here, all my friends, God bless you. Amen.